Hello everyone, welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play episode 126, I think, hopefully. Last time we did not have nearly as many things done as we have now. I have been working, as you can see. Arrow fire, I was testing my sound. I need to hear something. Alright, shut up. Alright, I've been working. And I'm liking how this is coming out. Let me go ahead and first say what we're going to do today. Today we are going to we're going to go start our town center, and we'll go from there. But I have been working on the house, and we're going to get to that probably next episode. I'm not going to do any more until I start working on this in a video. So I have the entire first floor laid out the way I want it. Okay, so last time you guys saw this, and I think we started kind of plotting out our library. I'm not sure, but this right here goes to our library, and this is all going to be books and stuff. Probably a little mini staircase here, enchanting setup here, tables and stuff here so people can sit and read. There's going to be a little walkway up here where people can go to another layer of books. There's going to be like a catwalk right there where people can see over into the bottom of the library. Probably a big window right here or something. And up there will be another little sitting area which will connect to the upper floor, but I don't have the upper floor mapped out quite yet. Other things we have done. The kitchen. This is the dining room right here. This is where the table will be. I'll probably extend it, make it bigger. But these are just little markers to kind of give me an idea of the shape with the chairs and stuff. This is the dining room. There will be a big window here. It'll be a nice addition to the side of the house, right? And right here will be like a little bar, or it'll connect to the kitchen. Kitchen will be back here. And then under this stairwell will be a pantry, which will work out pretty cool. I have some ideas for the pantry. Now this is all purely decorative and creative. Trying to build a house that looks a lot like an actual house, and also our mansion. Right? It'll be more of a mansion just based on its size, but it'll a really nice house, right? And so we have that laid out. This is a little connecting hallway to the back side of the kitchen. This right here is going to be an in-ground pool. It depends on, this is probably way down the road, but I'm probably going to eventually kind of terraform this so that this is kind of more or less like a valley, so it's not like encroaching itself into the land. So that way we could have like a deck area or something, or an open area to the outside from the pool. This is going to be a pool right here. There's going to be sitting areas and stuff, and it'll probably go outside, like I said, once we get to terraforming. But that will be later on, so no worrying about that now. This will be the storage room. It's basically going to be the same as design as our last project, but not 3 separate rooms. It's just going to be one room, and all this extra space is so that I can have more space than my last storage room, and it gives me potential to set up other things within the storage room. So I'm really excited about that. So that's pretty much it. Under this staircase here, we're going to build a basement. We're gonna build a staircase down into a basement, which is where we will have a wine cellar, its function will be a brewing area, but I'll be calling it a wine cellar for creative purposes. And a furnace, which will heat the house most likely. And we'll have a few fireplaces in some places, but we'll have a furnace as well. And that'll be under the thing, but that will be the area where we cook all our things. So yeah, interesting idea, right? I like it a lot. All right. So that's pretty much it for the house right now. Next episode we will get into building it, so next episode we'll just get into kind of working on the interiors and stuff. The walls will probably be the last thing to go up. I might do some interior walls like right here, because I have an idea for the center walls, and I gave space for an extra layer on the outside and so forth. So it should all work out really great. I'm really loving the house. It's really coming together, and I'm really really liking it. Okay, so yeah, if I sound weird today, I tried to record a bunch yesterday, but I tried to record like 3 separate episodes for this series, but I was so tired. Nothing was coming together well. I didn't really have any solid plans for an episode, nothing was really working. So I don't know. It just wasn't working. Give me all the spruce wood. We're gonna need a bunch if we're gonna be working on our town center. I decided that I want to build a huge tree. It's going to be a great big giant tree that you'll be able to notice, and it will definitely stand out from the rest of the forest. It kind of goes with the fantasy element of it more than a clock tower does. And you may notice the road too. I didn't mention the road. The road is a nice mix of blocks. It's basically going to be this. It's really neat, but it does have some variation to it. It will curve. And we'll probably do this in an episode as well. But, yeah, not this episode. For some reason, I'm forgetting to breathe. I don't know why, but I am not breathing. Hello, wind. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind rattling the shit out of the window, but it is. So, yeah, today, things. I just got out of the shower, so my nose is really freaking dry. This right here goes to that cave. And by the way, I terraformed all this up. Under here goes to that cave. I'm just putting all this here so we can put all these logs down. And yeah, I'm going to be kind of freestyling this tree, but that's really all you can do with a tree. If you plan out a tree in creative, then that's really big. Then you kind of have an issue when it comes to recreating it in another world, because you will have to go back and forth and look at it a lot and try and place the blocks right. And so we're gonna kind of freeball it in our survival world here. Oh, hello. Let's put that there. Okay, so now we've got a nice shape. It's not a perfect circle or nothing. It's just right. Let's go to sleep. And we'll continue to build this up. There will be roots coming out of it, and it's going to be quite large. Definitely finding that gradual shape is going to be a difficult thing. But it should all work out for the best. Right? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, I don't know why I'm not like breathing today. I got to keep taking those deep breaths, and I don't know. I'm being real weird. I'm really tired. My shoulders hurt like hell, dude. I can't stand up, or I can't hardly stand up. I can't hardly because like the way my shoulders move when I stand up, and how low this couch is, yeah. So it's difficult to stand up. It's difficult to do anything, put on clothes. My shoulders really hurt. I had to do a bunch of work yesterday. I had to move an old tube TV, which was really freaking heavy. Those tube TVs, man. My brother said yesterday, he's like, I'll be glad when these things are wiped off the face of the earth. I was like, I can't blame you, man. Cannot blame you at all. That is just... Moving tube TVs are awful. They're absolutely awful. Okay, so... let's see. We gotta have a base. A center. I think 3x3 is too thin. So maybe a 5x5. Or maybe even a 6x... or no. A 5x5 is kind of thick as well. There's going to be a lot where we'll chip down the edges and stuff. It won't be too bad, but here, let's build up the base. We're going to have to build up the center, and then we'll work around the base. That's what she said. This is starting to look kind of phallic, but we will fix that. We will definitely fix that. All trees kind of look phallic, don't they? Some of you are probably like, what does phallic mean? If you don't know what phallic means, then look it up. I don't know how it's spelled. Probably with a PH. P-H-A-L-L-I-C. Probably how you spell it. Oh man, today's awkward. Okay, so some news. Why not talk about some news while we're doing this, right? I got some Walking Dead season 2. I recorded all my Walking Dead when I first got over here to my brother's, like during this session. So any Walking Dead you see for the next few weeks is all going to be pre-recorded before I bought season 2. So if I end up mentioning how like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to get season 2, then don't worry about it. I actually have it now, and it's fine. Uh, but that'll be ending in a few weeks, and then we can start on season 2. And I'm really happy about that. I'm really excited, man. The story is so great. If you guys haven't been watching my Walking Dead series, and you like zombies and stuff like that, and you've never seen the game, then I would recommend checking it out. It is a very story-driven game, so if you're the type of person that has the plans to play the game in the future and you don't want to spoil it, then I would not watch it. But if you don't have any plans on playing it, come watch me play it. Or even if you've played it before, come watch me play it, and tell me what choices you made along the way. Because for those of you who don't know, these Telltale games are typically very, very story-driven, and they're very intricate and nice. Hello, email. Get off my phone, please. Okay, cool. All right. So that's kind of thick, isn't it? Yeah, we're gonna have to go way taller. Man, this is gonna be a big ass tree. I've never built something this big. And the thing about it is, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna build up gradually like this in like a square shape. But what we're gonna do is then we're gonna start kind of taking away and adding in some spots. And this is a building trick, I guess you could say. And it should help you guys out if you want to build something like this. Basically, you just want the shape, right? You can't just start placing blocks. I mean, you can, but it's a lot easier to just build up something like this, for example. Like I'm just trying to build up the base right now, right? And just keep adding to it in a giant neat square shape, and then bringing it down the way you want it, and then just chipping away at it and adding in some spots and start giving it that randomness that it needs to look like a tree. So, it looks a lot better that way. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, let's build this up a few more blocks. And I feel like there's some other things I meant to mention. I've been having a lot of ideas about the village. What's the time now I start recording? Like 7:25? So I've been recording like 13 minutes or so. Let's go get some more wood. Yeah, so I've had this idea about the village. I'm really liking how the roads are going to be. This tree idea is very cool to me. It's going to be way taller, by the way. Let me just go ahead and say it's going to be way taller. It's going to be way more shapely. It's going to be more natural. I'm just doing this right now to kind of get an idea of it so we can kind of chip away at it. Kind of like how, when a statue builder, I don't know if this is actually how they do it. I'm just referencing what I saw on SpongeBob. When a statue builder decides to build a statue out of marble, then he needs a giant slab of marble so that he can chunk away at it. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. So, yes, that is what we shall do. Wood. That's right. Give me all the wood. That's what she said. Alright. Let's just fill up our inventory. Might as well, right? We're going to be over here. We're going to be using the hell out of it. Alright. So, and I'll probably have to chop down more trees in the process. But that will be easy. The hard thing, though, is planning out where everything's going to go. I think it'll be a lot easier once I get the town center kind of done. Because I want to build a town hall. That's something I was thinking about. I'm like, well, if this is going to be a city, then it's got to have like a city hall or whatever you want to say. And I thought it'd be a cool idea to build a city hall and, just build it really cool looking, epic looking. It would have its normal stuff that you'd see in normal city hall, maybe even a courthouse as well. And I was thinking, if you want those things, you'd probably want them toward the center of town. But this will be like a focal piece for the town. And and then it'll be a lot easier to come up with the streets. And then, when we start clearing away more at the forest, I can see where things should go and should not go. But yeah, other than a courthouse and a town hall, city hall, whatever you want to call it, this what am I trying to say? This place is going to need other things too. And I was thinking about power. I'm like, well, what generates power? And I was like, well, water. And I've always wanted to build a dam, and I was thinking about building a hydroelectric dam because the river connects to some pretty high spots in the land over there. And I was thinking you could build like a little mini dam and kind of get like a hydroelectric thing going. So that may happen as far as like their power goes. Some sort of sawmill, lumber mill will be happening as well. And eventually I'm going to have to find some place to do like designated plots for tree farming, which will just be sectioned off areas of land where obviously they farm trees. And that's where they'll be getting all their wood and all their other types of wood as well, because they will grow other types of wood. Like my jungle wood, for example. I probably won't grow any jungle trees here in the farms, but the jungle wood I have in my house, it's got a backstory. It's been imported. It's been imported from a faraway, thick, luscious jungle where some pygmies lived and some cats. And there was some weird farming complex in the middle of all of it. But they took all that wood and they and they brought it all to my house because only the finest of the finest for the richest man in town. For the contractor of the town, the man who brought all of his money here, which is me, aka rich man. I wish. So he could fund a new city being built, gives people's homes, creates jobs, so on and so forth, right? Let's create the lore. Let's create the lore, guys. I want to make it real cool. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm having too much fun with this build. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really inspired right now. And hopefully that doesn't go away. Because toward the end of last project, I kind of started feeling like a little bit like, oh man, I can't wait for this to be finished. Because I just want to not do it anymore. But I think it's because I limited myself as far as creativity goes. On our last project, I just based on how all the buildings were and stuff like that, I really did limit myself. And this time I'm not limiting myself. I'm just kind of doing what I want to do, trying to make things as cool as possible without any real kind of thought behind it. And hopefully it all works out for the best, right? Okay, so let's start shaping this a little bit. I'm starting to get a bad vibe from it. And it's only because it's square. But let's start shaping it, right? Shall we? Let's see. Here, let's chop away at that. You don't want it all like a staircase. You want it a little bit random. Alright, so that's chopped away at a little bit. Let's do this. Let's just start placing stuff. Alright. It's going to have some big roots, right? It's going to have a big circle kind of designated around it once we know the official size. And let's just start kind of throwing it on the ground. Let's do that there. Hello. Oh, I got something I can talk about though. So I've been watching a lot of stuff lately. I've been watching Friends on Netflix. They added all that. Friends is a great show. I watched it when I was really young and I liked it. And I like sitcoms. Sitcoms are usually pretty good. But anyways, what am I trying to say? I watched Tusk last night. For those of you who don't know what Tusk is, it's a Kevin Smith movie that he recently made based on some story they made up on his Smodcast podcast. And I watched the movie and it was really good. It was really crazy. It was really unique, but it was really good. for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge fan of Kevin Smith, and if you don't know who Kevin Smith is a podcaster, and a lot of other things, but he's mostly known for his movies, and he made Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks, which is by far his most famous movie, Clerks 2, obviously, Dogma, Jersey Girl, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, Cop Out, which I personally liked, but apparently a bunch of people didn't, and he's made a bunch of other movies as well, and I'm a huge fan of his, and I'm really happy with a lot of his movies. Red State, which was a really great movie, about a crazy religious family, which was kind of loosely based off the Westboro Baptist Church. And yeah, it was a really good movie, and I'm a huge fan of Kevin Smith's, and it was very interesting. If you watch something of his, you're always kind of bound to get something interesting. I don't know, man. I really liked it. It was definitely different. It had an ending to it that was kind of... It had a sad ending if you don't know the context behind the podcast. Because I didn't know I don't listen to his podcast. I never got around to like trying to watch it or anything. It's not that I don't like it. I just never listened to it. So, yeah, and without that kind of context for the podcast, the ending is kind of sad. Oh, and by the way, guys, I do want to say, or just break from the story real quick. This is not how it's going to look like. It's still very square. It's still very blocky. But we're going to get rid of that. It's going to require a lot of work, but it will happen in time. It shall happen in time. So, yeah, it was a really good movie, and if you don't know the context behind the podcast and the episode where the story was created, then it's not funny. It's very sad. And but in the credits they play the episode of the podcast where they talk about the ending of what this would be, and that's where the movie was kind of conceptualized. And it was really funny when you listen to that podcast, but it wasn't funny in the actual movie if you didn't know the context behind it. And it was really crazy. For those of you who don't know what the movie's about, it's about this man who is doing a podcast, and he basically he goes to Canada to interview some kid who accidentally chopped his leg off in some internet video, and that kind of fails. And so he ends up reading this story on the wall in a classified ad, or something in some bathroom in Canada, about how this guy's like looking for people to shack up in his house, and he's been like alone at sea most of his life, and he has many great fascinating stories to tell, and he just wants someone to come and live with him and help him do chores because he can't get around any longer because he's stuck in a wheelchair and so on and so forth. And so the guy replies to it, and he goes there just to kind of get him for a podcast, I guess, because the dude said he has a lot of interesting stories, and it would be good, for the podcast, for their show they're doing. And the guy drugs him, and then, you learn a lot of... I'm not going to spoil it, but the guy drugs him, and he basically starts trying to turn him into a walrus. And there's a huge story about the walrus and how and all this other stuff that happens, and the guy Michael Parks who plays the crazy doctor, the seaman guy or whatever, the guy who was like at sea most of his life or whatever. It's really crazy. It's a really good story. It was really awesome, and I definitely applaud Kevin Smith for that. It was very fascinating. It was interesting. It was very, very interesting. I loved it. I really did love it. It was great. And it's apparently supposed to be a part of a trilogy, a True North trilogy, which next one's going to be called Yoga Hosers, which and Johnny Depp was in the movie, by the way. He played a detective. It was really great. It was really great. You guys should check it out if you like that sort of thing. And it's kind of like a horror comedy film. Some parts it gets really dark, some parts it's really funny. But yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. Let's build this up, maybe. There we go. See, we want this to be a little bit more gradual. As you can see, I'm trying to make it gradual as possible. And I may shrink these roots because I feel like they're a little large. They're sticking out kind of far. But, hey, it is a tree, right? Okay. It's a huge tree, so, I mean, it kind of fits. Alright. That's all coming together. I like it. I am gonna have to trim it some more. Alright, let's cut this down a block. Maybe even two. And let's cut this in. And then cut that in as well. And then let's stack this for a little bit while I kind of wrap up the episode. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Not gonna end it quite yet. I kind of want to throw my I need to throw my final thoughts on Tusk. But the tree here, it's gonna come together really well. You just it's the thing with these trees, especially on something this scale, just to kind of help you guys out if you're trying to do the same thing. You want a distinguishable and certifiable shape. You want to know your exact shape of what you want, and then you can add details later. And with a tree like this, the details include the kind of this randomness. I mean, you guys saw what this looked like before I started doing the random roots and stuff, and it's still not even anywhere near completion, but it's already looking a lot better. It's starting to look a lot more like a tree, and it's looking really good. So yeah, that's just kind of a tip for you guys. I hope it helps if you're trying to do this sort of thing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, I don't like that. Do that, maybe. Do that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trim down the roots a little bit more, but they're cool for the most part. I'm liking how they're coming. Do that, I guess. Or no, turn this sideways. It's gotta be different. Okay, so let's see, trim that a little bit. Trim that. Gonna have to push this in more. It's drooping down too much, which makes more sense because it is on a hill now, so you'll probably be seeing more of the root. But yeah, the tree's coming together. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Next episode, we're not gonna be working on the tree. We're gonna be working on the house, but which I'm gonna go record right now, so no work will get done on the tree. But maybe the episode after that or so, we will get to back to the tree. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. That's like my third time saying that, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. So yeah, I'll see you guys then.